afternoon everyone, good afternoon and welcome back to another video, another watch video today. I thought I'd just show you the IWC Portofino 8 days. The IWC Portofino 8 days is not my watch, it's my wife's watch. She's owned the watch for, wow, she's owned the watch for about 6 years I think, about 6 years ago. We purchased the watch, where did we purchase it? We purchased the watch from Malaysia, from the official dealer in Malaysia, and the reason why we bought it in Malaysia because it was a lot cheaper. I'm not going to name the price on this video, but it was a lot cheaper. I suggest if you're looking to buy watches, you still look at markets in Asia because there are some bargains to be had, and watches like IWC, like Panerai, etc. At the moment you will get discounts on them. They do actually discount those watches. They're not like Rolex where there's no discounting, but there is discounting on certain watch brands still, especially brands that don't sell. I guess it's not that they don't sell a lot, but they're not as popular as Rolex, as Patek, as AP, etc. But the Portofino 8 days is a really, really beautiful watch. It's a manual winding watch. It's a 45mm watch. It's a men's watch, but it can be worn by women. Like I said, it's Natasha's watch. It's a very thin watch. It has 8-day power reserve, 192 hours power reserve. I've got some notes here because I can't remember everything. But anyway, let me show you the watch. That's probably the best thing to do. Let me just show you the watch. This is the IWC, I don't know whether you can see that properly, the IWC service case. Natasha uses that when she travels. This is the phased Lune case, which you've seen before in a previous video. This holds two watches, and you'll see next to it we've got the Rolex GMT Master 2, the GMT Master 2 root beer, not set as you can see, in rose gold, steel, very, very beautiful watch. 126710 BLNR, is that it? No, not BLNR, what am I talking about? BLNR? CHNR, is it CHNR? I can't even remember the reference number for the Rolex, I can't believe it. Anyway, I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember it, but you guys know what it is. GMT Master 2, aka root beer, and this is the Portofino 8 days. 8 days, obviously referring to the 8-day power reserve. The 8 days, IWC, if you're not sure about IWC, it's from Switzerland. It was originally founded by an American watchmaker in 1868, Florentine Aristo Jones in 1868, and it's part of the Richemont Group. Richemont Group is Panerai and Cartier and various other watches. But this is it. So what's quite nice about this watch is the color of the dial. The dial is quite beautiful. The alligator strap, IWC engraved on the buckle. And all you have is the Roman numeral markings at 12. You have the date marker. You have the power reserve with red when you have 1 day left or 2 days left, and then you have the second subsidiary seconds with 60 in red. So there's slight touches of red on the dial, but that's the dial. It's quite beautiful. It's a polished case. It harks back to the old pocket watches. It takes quite some time to wind because it is an 8-day movement, so you are winding for quite some time. But yeah, so it's made in Switzerland, black, it's an alligator leather, brown alligator leather strap. These straps are quite expensive. When we bought the watch, it had the wrong size strap on it. In fact, it was purchased by Natasha's auntie for her. We got her to buy it for us in Malaysia because we weren't in Malaysia. And then it had the wrong size strap. We took it to IWC in Australia, and they switched the strap over for the smaller size, so it actually fitted Natasha's small wrist. But I'm just wanting to, so you can see the reflection, see the shape of the case, see the sapphire crystal. this is, like I said, it's an 8-day hand wound 8 days movement. It's caliber 5900 caliber, so it's 59210 caliber. It will run for 192 hours. 192 hours or 8 days before it stops. That's what they say, but actually it does run for 9 days. But the extra day in the reserve means it won't be as accurate as it would be under 8 days. So they say it's an 8-day power reserve, but it will actually run for 9 days. But it won't be as precise on the 9th day. So it is actually a 9-day movement, even though it says 8 days. The subtle touches of red are really nice though on the case. Like I said, it's 45 millimeters in diameter. It's 11.7 millimeters thick. I'm gonna leave it on this because it's easier for me to hold. It's 11.7 millimeters thick. Very thin bezel. The very thin bezel, so that the face is very large. Expansive dial, very big dial. Very low type crystal. The crystal doesn't sit much up from the case. There's a bit of a ridge, but it's very low. What else? Shiny case, like I said, tapers off into this sort of teardrop shape on the lugs. The lugs here, the teardrop kind of shape on the lugs, which is very beautiful. Trying to keep the light here for you guys. Sorry if it's a bit funny tonight, it's a bit late. So like I said, you have the 12 at the 12 marker in Roman numerals. You have the date. This marker here is a little bit shorter because of the power reserve. And then there's no marker at the bottom because of the subsidiary seconds. Winding this watch, like I said, it's quite hard. When Natasha first got this watch, it was really hard to wind. But because the movement was quite new, it's become easier over the last few years. But it takes a long time to wind, and it's a very small crown. So it's a lot of turns. You're actually turning for a long time. But the enjoyment out of that is when you actually get to that point where you are actually fully wound. It's got 8 days, 8 days of power reserve, which is really beautiful. I mean, I think this is one of the most beautiful looking watch faces. It's a very beautiful watch on a woman's wrist. Even though it's big, it still looks good because it's thin. Natasha, my wife, has Panerai, and she has a Panerai which is a 40 millimeter, which is smaller in the case than this, but in fact it looks bigger because it's a lot chunkier. But I think it's a really beautiful looking watch. When you look at that being 45, and then you look at my, I'm trying to get them in focus and they're not going to focus. I mean, that's my Rolex, and that's 43. To me, it doesn't look that much bigger. It doesn't look that much bigger. What else? And then what else is really nice, and I'm trying to get that so you can see that, are the shape of the hands. So you've got the leaf-shaped hands, which are very beautiful, and it's on the hours, minutes, subsidiary seconds, and the power reserve. It doesn't have any luminous material on the dial. And that's, I guess, IWC made that decision, I guess, just to make it more of a classic timepiece. There is no luminous material, so it doesn't glow in the dark. It doesn't illuminate. But I think what they've done is they've chosen, and you can see in this low light, because these are very highly polished. All the markers, the hands, it's polished. It's the same material as the case, the stainless, it's polished in the same way. And because it is polished in the same way, even in dark light, that polished metal against the dark dial really makes the hands stand out. And I guess in complete darkness, you're not going to be able to read it, but it's quite legible even in low light. Yes, it's not luminous. It doesn't glow like other watches, but I don't think you'd have that much trouble reading the dial. But like I said, lots of nice details. The red zone is in the low energy sector here. That's the final 2 days. I think I said before, the final 2 days. The red on the 60. I'll just get that closer so you can see that. So you can see the red on the 60, the little bit of red in the last 2 days of the power reserve, the black date with the white numbers. Very nice. And the Swiss made at the bottom, obviously, underneath the subsidiary seconds. So basically, it's the caliber of this, the movement in this is a very large movement. I think it's something like 38 or 39 millimeters. It's a pocket watch style caliber, as they call it, IWC call it. It's embellished with rubies engraved with golden text. has the IWC's motto on it, which means solid craftsmanship from Schuffhassen. I don't know what it says. It says, what does it say when it's engraved? It says Proboscafacia. Excuse my Latin, I can't say it properly. But that's what's that's what's engraved into the movement plate. Like I said, you always know when you have to wind the watch because of this power reserve here, which makes it very, very helpful. It has hacking seconds or stop seconds, which basically just means you can do precise resetting of the time. Means you can stop the seconds right at the 12 and then set the time exactly, which is really handy. Very easy to set this watch. Like I said, it's only the winding that takes a long time. The IWC straps, very, very beautiful straps, which I mentioned before, which is made by it's actually an Italian shoemaker called Santoni. Very expensive straps with very beautiful quality. Panerai straps are really beautiful, alligator straps as well, but I think the IWC are much better. But that's it. Oh, I'll show you the back. And the other thing about the IWC, which is really, really nice, is that it has the sapphire glass back. So it's just a beautiful watch, and Natasha's looked after this, and you can see the engraving. It's a full sapphire glass. It's a very thin case. Portofino 8 days. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful movement. It's not working at the moment because I think it's run out. But it's been in the case for a while. But it's a beautiful, beautiful movement. If you're thinking of buying a dress watch and you don't want to wait on the waiting list for APs and all those things, or even Rolex, you know, you shouldn't overlook IWC. They're a very, very good watchmaker. They're very, very good quality, and they're a very, very good movement. I really love them as a watch. I'm going to get one. I'm either going to get a Pilot's watch, a big Pilot's watch. I'm going to get one IWC. I'm just not sure which one yet. I always wanted the big Pilot. I'm just worrying now it's going to be too big for me. I'm very keen now on my on my Rolex size, my Sea Dweller. I really, really like the 43mm size. It's a really good size. In fact, I like it better than the Panerai 45mm that I have. I've got very used to wearing this watch. It's probably my favorite size. And I know I'm getting off the IWC topic of this video, but it is a watch video, and this is the main reason why I want to get the Blackface Explorer 2. I want to get the Blackface Explorer 2 because it is 42mm. So that's the reason why. But like I said, IWC Portofino 8 days. You can go onto their website and see the retail price for your country. I forget what it is. I know it's expensive in the UK. It's not so expensive in Asia. It's not so expensive in Australia. But that's it there. It also comes in gold, which is really quite beautiful too. But the stainless steel with the dark dial, to me, is the one to get. Natasha's got a beautiful watch. She really did get a good one in this one. It really is one of the best watches she owns. And not taking anything away from the Rolex Root Beer or the Panerai that she owns as well, but this is just something special. And I think the three watches she has with this, with the Root Beer and the Panerai, it's a really good combination of watches to own. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Like I said, watch videos. There'll be more watch videos coming up. I'm gonna do one when I go to, I'm going to call Harrods tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can get the Tudor Black Bay Harrods edition, if it's green one, if it's still available. I don't want to buy it from a grey market dealer. They're too expensive. I think they're about £3,200 in the UK. I think there's about a 4 to 6 month wait, but they say that a lot of the times they say that and one comes in. So hopefully they're still available. Hopefully due to the economic conditions there's one available. At the same time I call up Harrods, I'm going to check if they've got a Rolex Blackface Explorer 2. And I'm going to see if they'll put me on the list, even though I haven't bought from them before. If not, I will try every Rolex dealer in London to see if I can get one, because the price is cheaper here than Bahrain. But like I said, I love my Sea Dweller. I also love my Batman, which I can't show you. It's in the other area, in the other room. But that's it. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of the IWC Portofino 8 days? Like I said, you don't have to love IWC, but you have to appreciate this is a really, really beautiful watch. That's it from London. Thanks for watching. The sun's going down. I'm going to lose the light. I'm already in the darkness. We'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.